Here we are
in another episode
of the Simple Success Podcast.
And
this is financial life coaching from a happiness perspective.
Are we talking about Simon Sinek's book or a Bob Proctor idea here? It's a little bit of both, Edie, but I'm glad you know at least that much to start. Yeah, just so it's not the BBC Music series. Well, now that you've heard the intro, let's go over some of these celebrity ideas. Awesome! Maybe celebrity acts will lead to celebrity crowns. Let's do it. Where do we start? We start with the reason, the why. The letter Y? No, the word why. The letter comes later. You've lost me. Okay, try this one. The reason for doing anything has to be more important than your fear and anxiety. The most successful people have learned over time how to separate themselves from their fears and anxieties so they can focus on a list having just the why instead of the what ifs. Is that like a review of Sinek's book? Not even, DT. I thought maybe it was something like that, John. Nope, just a solid idea I came up with all by myself. So, what is the why? I mean, I asked that question already, but we got to dig further. Like with an example? Yeah, that works, as long as it's not just a link to some guy's YouTube videos or something. Well, some of those are important, but you're right, and we'll do more. Great, but for our listeners, some homework they can do later. Go ahead and read Chapter 1, Section 2, and 3 of Simon Sinek's book. Start with why, or why leaders win, and then email us after reading them. There's some good info there. We need to see if you really understand his point. Give us a hint, please.
No secrets. Give us a hint.
Oh, man. I don't know if we can do that. Yes, we can. And I promise more. So here it is. The big takeaway is to be honest with yourself about what you're really trying to achieve. How do you know that? From one of Sinek's examples, where he pointed out that Apple, in its early days, scored with consumers when it stayed away from talking about computer hardware and instead focused on selling the cool. Oh, that was their why. Exactly. Now, fast forward 30 years, new names, they're cool still, but no longer uber cool, and now people think computers are boring compared to smartphones. Also very old. Old for Gen Z, you mean. But they still haven't stopped selling hardware. That's because their real why isn't changing. Their business model hasn't changed. Can I ask another question? Yes, you can do that right after
Break number 1.
Which is not happening yet, Daniel.
It's all a matter of belief.
Right now, though, it's important to give you a quick overview of the why part. Oh, the letter Y thing? Yeah, that's it. Shoot. Without jumping the gun? Get on with it. Starting with your breathing. Not that again. And being calm. Yes. You're going to imagine a huge theater marquee. A what? Oh, right. You're very young. Not marquee. A sign. That says something? Well, hopefully, yes. And that something is what? The X Factor. The what? That BBC Music show again? No. The X Factor is the status quo. It's the way things are. Okay. It shouldn't be first. Huh? I'm listening, sort of, while playing with my smartphone. You've got to focus here. Now, the Y Factor should be first. Why? No, why? The next to last letter of the alphabet. Mean what? It's the change. The way things aren't yet but will be. Sounds like a goal. Oh, you're really onto something now. Which asks for an explanation. Por supuesto, my liege. Right after
Break number 1.
Hello, everyone. This is John with the Simple Success Podcast, financial life coaching from a happiness perspective. Because we know you want to show us some serious love in return for the tremendous benefits you get from us. Please head over to the support link in our written show notes. That's the words on your podcast player. There, you can choose from a $9.99 per month doing level of support, a $4.99 knowing level, or a basic intro level of just 99 cents per month. Great place to start, whichever you choose. Thank you so much for helping us do this for you. And to leave us a voice message, which just might see the light of day in a future podcast, go to those same written show notes. You'll go to a site where you can leave a video, audio, or text-only message depending on how you feel at the moment. You can also send us an audio file attached to an email if you use just more than your phone for stuff. I won't repeat those links because weird. And anyway, show notes. It's all in there, and it's all easy. I so love clearing my head before each part of our show. I see that, E.T. And why is that? The future. All right, okay. Because it's unpredictable, right? Something like that. Who was it? Who was what? The guy who said something like, predictions are tricky, especially when they're about the future. Oh, Yogi. Yogi? Yogi. Like in yoga? No, like in baseball. Oh, I guess I'll even nod as if I understood. Yogis are great at predicting the future. What if we don't have one? What, a yogi or a future? Both, either, whatever. Well, then you'll need to make up one. You want me to imagine an expert? Well, we had one last week, but we don't have one this week, so if you'll do it, yeah, thanks. So how does this work? Well, our production staff has provided some specific examples we can follow. Oh, I can't wait. Good. First, we have the example of the iPhone. Wait. You said you couldn't wait. Should we come back to this later? No, I mean wait because it's not a relevant example. Do you doubt me, DT? It's not that, John. Then what is it? It's just that sometimes you swing so far out on that old limb thing. That what? That I worry it'll be too much work to tie it back in, to bring it back home, you know. Gotcha. So how's this for a nearby home? Or what? This. When you know why you're doing something, it's a lot easier to decide to do it. And also to really do it. Yeah, beyond the deciding. Yo. So here's another example. I'm sorry, but I think I've heard enough about the iPhone. Oh, but it's such a good example. Why we should start with why? Yes, because the why is the reason. I'm sorry, but I think you're overstepping your bounds here, sir. Just watch and learn. All right. Let's start this thing from the beginning. So what exactly are we talking about here? It all starts with the why. You mean like, why did God make me fear poverty? Yeah, kinda. Although that might be a bit deeper than we should go today. But it's a real worry. Well, yeah, for some people it is very much, yes. But they are not our target. Well, not today anyway, but we might come back to it. Anyway, getting to the goal is super cool. So where do we start? Well, we could just say everything started with a big bang. Oh, no. That's kind of like saying, why don't you stop walking before you fall down? Doesn't explain anything. Okay, that's fair. And that could be misleading anyway. I'm with you. We start with why because the why is the reason. In investing, it's...
Fake news.
It's what?
Fake news.
Thanks, Sam.
That's what I said.
But really, y'all, it's family. It's personal. It's everything. It's the reason we...
But first, break number 2.
We know a lot about you already because we know ourselves. For example, we know that you know how to listen to our podcast. We also know that you probably know how to subscribe. So as soon as you're done with that, tell us your story. We have ways you can contact us. It involves a special link where you can leave us a message. We may have an email address for you as well in the future, and we'll let you know if that happens. The reason for subscribing? I thought you'd never ask. When you subscribe, you automatically download all future episodes of that podcast. It just happens in your player without you having to go search again. How cool is that? This means better rankings for the podcast, more attention from advertisers, and more money. And this means more and better stuff for you. So your motivation is simple and easy. Subscribe today, whatever app and from whatever place you like. And don't just try to subscribe. There is no try. There is only do. We're changing the way we look at things, and remember, that's good. Eso es bueno, simple. Also remember, this is financial life coaching from a happiness perspective. Coaching happiness. Our call to action is right in the show notes. Find it, and you win too. Can I simple that? Por supuesto. Of course. Just simple it.
Please make sure your seatbelts are fastened and your tray tables are in their upright position.
And make sure simple is a verb like Google is a verb. Are we landing somewhere? We're landing on a conclusion, I hope. AI can do that? Yeah, Sam's that smart. She can land us on a conclusion. But I'm pretty sure that's not it. I mean, you haven't even talked much about the X Factor thing. I guess you want me to fix that so you don't think it's the BBC Music series? Yes! Fix the X Factor part. You keep telling me to stick to one story and one story only. Okay, so here's how we conclude this episode. Everyone ready to factor judge? They are, yes. You too? Yes, I'm ready to. Repeat after me. The X Factor is your status quo. It's the way things are, because they've always been. Just like that? Just por ejemplo? Just like that is probably what he was thinking. But that's all fine, as long as there isn't another option out there waiting for us. Which there is, and we're looking at it right now. Oh, God, no, not again. It's easy. It's simple, you mean? Yes, easy and simple. Just like that, you think about why, the letter Y, because you thought about why, the word why. Good reach, DT, but, that really requires video and highlighting and that kind of stuff. Oh, just sixth sense it. It'll be fine without more production. Why? As in the letter Y? Not the word Y? Yes, Y, like the first letter in the word yes. Or the last letter in the word Y.
That's not in my programming yet.
Which is good because it's pretty confusing.
And we sure don't need any more AI jokes.
Then, please continue with your story. Thank you, kind sir. The letter Y, as in, you said the letter Y, okay. The letter Y is, in this case, the Y factor. Which is? Which is your desired replacement for your X factor. Oh, replacing the status quo. Yes, because why? Yes! Huh? Yes, because why? Oh, okay, right. I see where you're going. And this is really important for good investing. Why?
I see what you did there.
That is what this whole thing is about.
It's important because it's good practice. You get away from what you thought was a limitation. Oh, and you get into a new way to approach things, after which you can start to practice and repeat.
Which is how you've all gotten good.
Gracias por escuchar.
A la prochaine. This podcast and our other podcast are productions of Little Red Hen Industries. The supporting cast who helps me bake the bread includes
Techno King, John Brandy, Fact Checker, Abraham Lincoln, Script Consultant, OpenAI, Language Consultant, Ever Evolving, Media Expert, Favor Abassi EK, Psychologist, William James, Rabbit Hole Advisor, Dr. Mark Barrett, Sound Designer, Goodly Amo Marconi, Videographer, Alfred Hitchcock, Inspiration, many podcasts and other sources, and of course Napoleon Hill.
We also have websites, and you can subscribe to both podcasts and get ebooks and other great stuff. You can send us a video, audio, or text message, but of course, you'll have to head to the show notes, either on your phone or on the web, to actually get links and stuff. And those clickable links are in the show notes.
And before we forget, the artificial intelligence or AI voices you hear in our work come from Google, Amazon Polly, OpenAI, and the online tone generator linked in the show notes.
Finally, you can find us on podmatch.com and matchmaker.fm, where we consider guests and guesting on other pods.
And really finally, the music for our pods comes from Cute by Ben Sound and from Piano Background by Nick Simon Adams. The sound effects credits go to Jackson Academy Ashmore, Canoe CG, Dr. Jekyll, Joe Payne, Everything Sounds, MK Play More Stories, ERH, Sand Emotions, Big Pickle 51, and Just Good Inc. Yes. That's his or her name, all on freesound.org.